Good day everyone. In this video, we are going to study how to find the distance between 2 points on the coordinate plane using the distance formula. But before presenting the distance formula, let's have first an introduction about distance between 2 points. So the distance between 2 points is always non-negative. So it is because we don't have negative distances. Next, it is positive when the 2 points are different. So if 2 points are located on a Cartesian plane, the distance between the two of them is positive. 0 if the points are the same. So if 2 points have the same coordinate, then the distance is equal to 0. Next, if P and Q are 2 points, then the distance from P to Q is the same as the distance from Q to P. That is, PQ is equal to QP. Next. So as you can see, point P and point Q are aligned horizontally. So the horizontal distance between 2 points is the absolute value of the difference of their x coordinates. So we can find the distance between point P and point Q by finding the absolute value of the differences of their x coordinates. Likewise, the vertical distance between 2 points is the absolute value of the difference of their y coordinates. So as you can see on our example, the 2 points are aligned vertically. So you are going to find the absolute value of the difference of their y coordinates to find the distance between them. Let's have examples. Find the distance between point P, 3, 2, and point Q, 10, 2. Okay, so as you can see, point P is located at 3, 2, and point Q is at 10, 2. So 3 and 10 are the x coordinates of the given points. For our solution, the distance between P and Q is equal to the absolute value of 10 minus 3. PQ is equal to the absolute value of 7. So again, when we say absolute value, it is always positive, the positive value of a certain number. Therefore, the distance between PQ is equal to 7 units. Next, find the distance between point A for 3 and point B for negative 5. So as illustrated, we have the 2 points are aligned vertically. So 3 and negative 5 are the y coordinates of the given points. For our solution, the distance of AB is equal to the absolute value of 3 minus negative 5. AB is equal to the absolute value of 3 plus 5. So it will become addition because negative times negative is equal to positive. AB is equal to the absolute value of 8. Therefore, the distance between point A and point B is equal to 8 units. Okay, now, let's have the distance formula. So the distance between 2 points, whether or not they are aligned horizontally or vertically, can be determined using the distance formula. So ano nga ba yung ating distance formula? So consider the points P and Q whose coordinates are x sub 1, y sub 1, and x sub 2, y sub 2 respectively. The distance d between these points can be determined using the formula d is equal to the square root of the quantity of x sub 2 minus x sub 1 squared plus the quantity of y sub 2 minus y sub 1 squared, or it can be written as distance PQ is equal to the square root of the quantity of x sub 2 minus x sub 1 squared plus y sub 2 minus y sub 1 quantity squared. Let's have example. Find the distance between point P 23 and point Q 8. So this is an illustration of point P and point Q. So as you can see, point P is located at 2, 3, and point Q is located at 10, 8. For our solution, we have our x sub 1, which is 2. This is our x sub 1. Then our x sub 2 is 10. This one. And our y sub 1 is 3. And our y sub 2 is 8. Okay, so using the formula, d is equal to the square root of x sub 2 minus x sub 1 quantity squared plus y sub 2 minus y sub 1 quantity squared. Substitute the values of the coordinates. D is equal to the square root of x sub 2, which is 10, minus x sub 1 is 2, then squared, plus the value of y sub 2, which is 8, minus the value of y sub 1, which is 3, quantity squared. Let us simplify. D is equal to the square root of 10 minus 2 is equal to 8 squared, plus 8 minus 3 is equal to 5 squared. Then D is equal to 8 times 8, or the square of 8 is equal to 64. And the square of 5 is equal to 25. D is equal to the square root of 64 plus 25 is equal to 89. Therefore, the distance between point P and point Q is approximately equal to 9.43 units. So you can use a calculator to find the square root of 89. Next, for example number 2, determine the distance between point A 1.16 and point B 5.2. Solution: let x sub 1 is 1, x sub 2 is 5, y sub 1 is 6, and y sub 2 is negative 2. Applying the formula, then substitute our values. We have AB is equal to the square root of x sub 2, which is 5, minus the value of x sub 1, which is 1, quantity squared, plus the quantity of y sub 2, which is negative 2, minus the value of y sub 1, which is 6, quantity squared. Next, AB is equal to the square root of 5 minus 1 is 4, then squared, plus negative 2 minus 6 is equal to negative 8 squared. Simplify. AB is equal to 4 squared is equal to 16, plus negative 8 squared is equal to 64. AB is equal to the square root of 16 plus 64 is 80. Therefore, AB is equal to 4 square root of 5 units, or approximately equal to 8.94 units. Let's have the third example. Find the distance between point X and point Y. So point X is negative 3, 9, and point Y is located at 2, 5. For our solution, so the x sub 1 is negative 3, x sub 2 is 2, y sub 1 is 9, and y sub 2 is 5. Substitute the values. We have 2 minus negative 3 quantity squared plus 5 minus 9 quantity squared. Xy is equal to the square root of the quantity of 2 plus 3 squared plus negative 4 squared. So 2 plus 3, because negative times negative is equal to positive. Next, xy is equal to the square root of 2 plus 3 is 5, then squared, plus negative 4 times negative 4 is equal to 16. Xy is equal to the square root of 25 plus 16. Then add, it will become square root of 41. Xy is equal to, or the distance between x and y is approximately equal to 6.40 units. Next. Okay, so maybe you are asking, how can we use the distance formula in solving real-life problems? So, paano nga ba natin gagamitin ang distance formula? So, the distance formula has many applications in real life. In particular, it can be used to find the distance between two objects or places. Let's have example. A map showing the locations of different municipalities and cities is drawn on a coordinate plane. So this one. Each unit of the coordinate plane is equivalent to 6 kilometers. Suppose the coordinates of Mabini City is 2, 2, this one, and Santa Lucia town is 6, 8. This is Santa Lucia town. So it is located at 6.68. What is the shortest distance between these two places? Okay, let's have our solution. So for our x sub 1, we have 2. Our x sub 2 is 6. Our y sub 1 is 2. And our y sub 2 is 8. Using the formula, substitute our given. So we have the square root of the quantity of x sub 2, which is 6, minus x sub 1, which is 2, squared, plus the quantity of y sub 2 is 8, minus y sub 1 is 2, quantity squared. So let us simplify. D is equal to the square root of 6 minus 2 is equal to 4, plus 8 minus 2 is equal to 6, squared. Then D is equal to the square root of 4 times 4, or 4 squared, is equal to 16, plus 6 times 6 is equal to 36. Then add, D is equal to the square root of 16 plus 36 is equal to 52. Therefore, the distance between Mabini City and Santa Lucia town is 7.21 units. So approximately equal to 7.21 units. But since 1 unit on the coordinate plane is equivalent to 6 kilometers, so sa ating coordinate plane daw ay 1 unit, pero sa actual distance ay yung 1 unit ay equivalent sa 6 kilometers. So we're going to multiply the obtained value of D by 6 to get the distance between Santa Lucia town and Mabini City. So our obtained value, which is 7.21, will be multiplied to 6 kilometers. So the answer is 43.26 kilometers. Therefore, the actual distance between Santa Lucia town and Mabini City is 43.26 kilometers. So again, on a coordinate plane, the distance between Mabini City and Santa Lucia town is approximately equal to 7.21 units. But in actual distance, in kilometers, Santa Lucia town and Mabini City is 43.26 far away from each other. Let's have the second example. Louisa says that the distance of her house from Grace's house can be determined by evaluating the expression the square root of the quantity of 11 minus negative 7 squared plus the quantity of 1 minus 4 squared. Grace does not agree with Louisa. She says that the expression the square root of negative 7 minus 11 squared plus the quantity of 4 minus 1 squared gives the distance between their houses. Who do you think is correct? Justify your answer. So let us see. So, again, as you can see, Louisa's house is located at negative 7, 4, while Grace's house is located at 11, 1 in our coordinate plane. So, given Louisa uses x sub 1 is equal to negative 7, x sub 2 is equal to 11, y sub 1 is equal to 4, and y sub 2 is equal to 1. While Grace uses 11 as her x sub 1, negative 7 as x sub 2, then 1 is y sub 1, and 4 is her y sub 2. Okay, so let us see whose answer is correct. So let's have first solution for Louisa's expression. By using the formula, substitute the values of, so this is Louisa's expression. D is equal to the square root of, again, the quantity of 11 minus negative 7 squared plus the quantity of 1 minus 4 squared. D is equal to the square root of 11, so negative times negative is positive, plus 7 squared. So plus 1 minus 4 is equal to negative 3 squared. Simplify, D is equal to the square root of 11 plus 7 is 18 squared plus negative 3 squared is equal to 9. D is equal to 18 squared is 324 plus 9. D is equal to the square root of 333. Therefore, distance based on Louisa's expression is approximately equal to 18.25 units. Okay, now, let us see our solution for Grace's expression. So using the formula, again, this is Grace's expression. The square root of the quantity of negative 7 minus 11 squared plus the quantity of 4 minus 1 squared. So the distance is equal to the square root of negative 7 minus 11 is negative 18 squared plus 4 minus 1 is equal to 3, then squared. Distance is equal to negative 18 times negative 18 is 324. Then 3 times 3 is equal to 9. D is equal to the square root of 333. Therefore, based on Grace's expression, the distance between their houses is also equal to 18.25 units. So as you can see, they arrived at the same answer. So that means that even we uses the first point as x sub 1, as y sub 1, and the second point for x sub 2 and y sub 2, or vice versa, we still get the same answer, or we still get the correct answer. Okay, so that's all for this lesson. Thank you everyone, and I hope it helps you understand how to use the distance formula in finding the distance between 2 points. Thank you everyone. Bye!